Live from Cgtn Beijing, this is Asia Today.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Li Chuyan in Beijing. It is 7 p.m. here in the Chinese capital. Coming up on Asia Today. The Shanghai Cooperation Organization Foreign Ministers Council meeting concludes in Kyrgyzstan. China urges the Philippines to immediately cease its infringing and provocative actions over Huangyandao. Plus, Iran continues strikes on U.S. targets in the Gulf region after President Donald Trump was restarting U.S. combat operations. Our top story, the meeting of the Council of the Ministers of Foreign Affairs of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization member states has concluded in Cholpon-Ata, Kyrgyzstan. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi attended the event. During the meeting, Wang exchanged views with his member state counterparts on the current international and regional situation, the SCO's future development and cooperation across various fields. The meeting will also make comprehensive preparations for this year's SCO summit in Bishkek. Aguram Kali starts us off.
The meeting of the Council of Foreign Ministers of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization has concluded in Cholpon-Ata, Kyrgyzstan. During the session, foreign ministers held in-depth discussions on a broad range of international and regional issues. They noted that the world is facing one of its most challenging periods in recent decades, marked by ongoing armed conflicts, rising geopolitical tensions, and a deepening crisis of trust in international relations. For the first time in 5 years, the Council of Foreign Ministers adopted a joint statement reflecting the members' shared positions across a wide range of international issues. A key focus of the meeting was preparations for the upcoming SCO Leaders Summit. Its central document, the Bishkek 25th Anniversary Declaration, will outline the organization's shared vision for future cooperation and present coordinated approaches to major global and regional issues. Security issues will also feature prominently at the summit. Leaders are expected to adopt a declaration on strengthening multilateral partnership for nuclear security, a program of cooperation to combat drug addiction, and an action plan on international information security. Together, these initiatives are designed to strengthen practical cooperation among SCO member states in responding to today's
Well, Iran has not responded to such claims yet. However, 2 points are worth noting. First, following the burial ceremony of the late supreme leader, Iran flew Yemeni guests, Houthi representatives, back home on an exclusive passenger plane. Remarkably, just 9 minutes before the plane was set to land in Sana'a, Saudi Arabia bombed the airport, forcing it to divert to the city of Al-Hudaydah. So regardless of whether Iran was carrying gold or military equipment, this incident raises the possibility that technical support may have been transferred to the Houthis. And second, Iran has repeatedly warned that if U.S. strikes on Iran's territory continue, it will move to close the Bab el-Mandeb Straits in the Red Sea, and this could reinforce the view that there is close military coordination between Tehran and the Houthis, even though Iran has recently maintained that the Houthis operate independently as part of the Islamic Resistance Front.
And amid this escalation, what is the situation like for everyday folks there in Iran?
Well, Iranians living in the southern provinces along the Persian Gulf experience U.S. strikes on a daily basis, sometimes twice a day, but the impact extends far beyond that region with clear consequences in people's everyday lives. The nationwide university entrance exam, for instance, is reportedly being postponed, leaving students uncertain about their next steps. Meanwhile, summer vacation travel has also been disrupted, not only because many families are under severe economic pressure and amid unprecedented inflations, but also because no one can be sure whether bridges along the route might become targets of U.S. strikes. Import and export activities have been disrupted, and manufacturers are under immense pressure. Adding to the anxiety is the U.S. threat to bomb power plants, which has caused widespread concern among the public. Many are considering buying power generators, but securing fuel, gasoline or diesel to run these machines would be extremely difficult under.
The U.S. House of Representatives backed a resolution ordering Trump to halt military action in Iran, but the Senate blocked a similar measure. Jim Spillman reports from Washington.
President Trump is threatening to attack civilian infrastructure like bridges and power plants. And in an interview with Israel's Channel 12 News, Trump said he is considering a, quote, massive attack that will be bigger than anything it has ever been. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says diplomacy is not off the table, but that more attacks will come before the possibility of resumed negotiations with Iran. Trump responded to Houthi attacks on at least one Saudi tanker by saying he would hold Iran responsible for those attacks. And for the second time, the U.S. House of Representatives passed a resolution calling for Trump to either end the war with Iran or seek congressional authority. 4 Republicans joined Democrats in passing the measure. The Senate later voted against taking up a similar resolution, though, and any measure like this would require Trump's signature to become law. So while it is largely a symbolic gesture, the House vote shows growing discontent with this war that appears to have no end in sight. Jim Spillman, Cgtn, Washington.
U.S. President Donald Trump says Saudi Arabia is required to normalize its relations with Israel through the Abraham Accords as part of a U.S.-Saudi civilian nuclear cooperation deal signed on Wednesday. Jagruti Dave has more from Washington.
On Thursday morning, President Trump posted on Truth Social saying that the deal with Saudi Arabia is for a civil nuclear program only for non-military use. And he said this is totally subject to Saudi Arabia joining the Abraham Accords. This is obviously the series of bilateral agreements signed in 2020 by the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain with Israel to normalize their relations. Now, Saudi Arabia has not agreed to join the Abraham Accords so far because they say they want to see a roadmap towards a Palestinian state first. And this appears to be a new condition for the agreement. This press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, was obviously asked about this in the press briefing that has just finished at the White House. And she reiterated effectively the president's position, saying that the deal is contingent on this condition. And they're continuing to talk with their Saudi Arabian counterparts.
With regards to the Saudi nuclear deal, why was that condition not mentioned yesterday when the Energy Secretary announced it?
Well, look, the president is always the final deal maker, as you know, and this is something that he has mentioned on numerous occasions going back. I can provide you with those statements, and he has said if they don't join the Abraham Accords, the deal is off. So we'll continue to have those conversations with our Saudi counterparts moving forward.
She resisted any suggestion or denied any suggestion that this was under pressure from the Israelis. She said not to her knowledge. And she said that the president has not spoken to the Saudi crown prince since he made this post on Thursday morning. So she's effectively saying that the deal is off if the Saudis don't sign up to the Abraham Accords, and that both sides are now talking this over to see. And she hopes that the Saudis will sign up to the Abraham Accords soon following those ongoing discussions.
The International Mathematical Union has awarded the Fields Medals to Chinese mathematicians Deng Yu and Wang Hong. It marks the first time Chinese mathematicians have won the prestigious honor. Take a listen.
I am very honored to be the third female recipient of the Fields Medal. I encourage everyone to have the courage to do what you love.
Our victory is great news for China. I'm very glad, and I hope more wins like ours will follow.
Wang was awarded for her work in harmonic analysis and geometric measure theory, while Deng won the medal for his work in partial differential equations. Both studied at Peking University before earning their PhDs and becoming professors in esteemed U.S. universities. Wang and Deng were among 4 Fields Medal recipients this year. The Fields Medal is the highest international honor in mathematics, awarded every 4 years to outstanding and promising talents under the age of 40. And to understand the importance of this award, we talked to Xing-Teng Yao, the first Chinese-born field medalist. Speaking to CGTN's Liu Jiaxin, he calls the moment extremely exciting.
Good to have you with us on CGTN, Professor Yao. How do you assess the significance of two Chinese scholars winning the Fields Medal?
It's extremely exciting to know that two Chinese children grow up in China and were able to train to be first class. And I think many youngsters will feel that they can do it also, especially for women students, because many Chinese families believe that women are not quite appropriate to study math. But now if they see that a great Chinese woman achieved the highest honor in the subject, they may feel very good to see.
CGTN's Tian Wei sat down with two leading Chinese-born scholars, field medalist and Tsinghua University chair professor Xing-Teng Yao and Andrew Chi-Chi Yao, the first Chinese Turing Award winner and also a Tsinghua University professor. Professor Xing-Teng Yao discussed how mathematics underpins technological advancements and called for group-based training for young mathematical talents to spark original breakthroughs. Professor Andrew Chi-Chi Yao reflected on his long career committed to nurturing world-class scientific minds. Catch the full episode of World Insight with Tian Wei later today at 20:30 Beijing time. And that's going to do it for this edition of Asia Today. I'm Li Chuyan in Beijing. Thank you so much for watching. Coming up next is Dialogue. Stay tuned.